I'm in a Corolla, and it's in reverse, and this is the little reverse camera that shows up. It's pretty cool. It takes some getting used to, though, backing up with it. I still like to look, but I suppose if you got used to it, you know, then you wouldn't need to. Well, you still should look, in my opinion, also.
Life is a journey.
I'm a little bit concerned. I always pack my cameras in a special camera bag and bring them with me no matter where I go. And I opened up my camera bag and they weren't there. That means I left them in the truck. And so things that are left in the truck in our yard usually get stolen. So I'm going to rush over there to make sure that those cameras are there and bring them over here, because I need to get some footage off of them. I just keep your fingers crossed that they're still there. Although I do have to make a quick stop along the way. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, because I was like, usually the light doesn't come on with creep. That's
Right.
why I was asking.
All right, the moment of truth. I hope these cameras are here, otherwise I'm screwed. Actually, you're screwed too, because if they're stolen, then I'm not going to be doing any filming for a while, so let's check it out. All right. There is faith restored in humanity. Nobody broke in, so I'm happy. You're happy. Now I got to get this footage that's on here off. I'm getting the truck ready a little bit for today, but also I got to do some more editing and stuff while I'm here in Southern California. Then tomorrow we're on our way to Houston, Texas. You know, for those of you that follow along, you may remember I had my engine rebuilt in January of this year, and Cummins requires a certain kind of coolant that goes in their rebuilt engines because of the liner that they use. And I finally found the coolant. Everyone says, oh, you can get it online, or you can get it at TA. Well, I was never able to find it at TA, so I went to Cummins myself and bought it there. And because I got the coolant alarm the other day. It's just a little bit low. I hope it's not a leak. I can't find one, but as we know, that doesn't mean it's not a leak somewhere that we can't see. So I'm going to top it off a little bit just to be on the safe side. And I bought an extra gallon just to have along with me. Good morning, everybody. There's that familiar sound, you know, of my truck filling up its air tanks. It is time for us to search for an empty so we can go to Houston and sweat and sweat and sweat. Whew. As soon as this stops or finishes filling up, we'll be on our way searching for an empty. Because it is later than normal, it's going to be harder for me to find an empty, because other guys that get up earlier than this have already been to the 3 places that I know of to get an empty here in Southern California. But we'll give it our best shot. And see if we can find one so we can get our load to Houston. Plus that bridge is out on the 10. So I'm gonna have to check and see if they have they're rerouting traffic over to the other side, because that bridge isn't washed out. It's either check that out or find out or go on 8. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do yet. But I'll have plenty of time to do that kind of checking when I'm getting loaded. Because it's a live load what we're doing this morning. Well, I got an empty, and they actually loaded me already. So I'm on my way to Houston, and I found out that bridge that was washed out, it's still not open. So I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna drop down to 8 out of Palm Springs or Indio, and it's 50 more miles, but better that than going through the little detour they probably have right by the bridge. And the traffic would probably be backed up. So we're on our way, and I think I'm going to take 60.
In 400 feet, make a right turn.
Rather than 10.
Ahead.
Maybe not. There's so much construction. They're building an overpass here that... Actually, yes, I will. I'll go the other way. In the summer, you know, everything's under construction. Except smoothing out the road surfaces.
Construction ahead.
I saw a report this weekend that said that California reports, some organization that does reporting on traffic or road surfaces, that ours are the bumpiest.
In 1 1/4 miles, make a right turn.
Don't quote me on that. Quote the news source, and I apologize. I don't know who the source was on that, but I would disagree. I don't know. It'd be a toss-up between LA and let's say Shreveport, going through their bypass. I know I talk about that, but a lot, because I have an older truck that needs some new suspension done, some suspension work. That is one reason I would, if I don't keep Old Red, it would be maybe for that reason. I don't know. If I have to dump another $10,000, $20,000 in redoing the suspension, the rear end, which I know the rear end's coming up, but Houston bound. Everybody, when I order something, everyone says what? I know I've mentioned that before. I would like a taco. What? I would like a water with that. What?
Can you say that again?
Huh? What? So I'm just gonna start yelling right at the very beginning. I mean, I will sound like an imbecile, but rather than saying everything twice, if you just yell it, then they'll hear you. I would like 1 taco. And then maybe they won't say what. I'm not really going to do that. But I sure would like to. What? Now, if you're following along on the map, normally we'd go straight across 10 and dip down to Tucson. But because of the freeway being closed up here, we're going to go down through Calexico and Yuma and meet up with 10 that way. Can you hear me?
In 400 feet, make a right turn, and then make a left turn.
They've really made this way easier. It used to be a lot of starting and stopping, and it still is, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. You used to have to go through a lot of little towns. But this is one of the last stoplights. Almost until we get to 8. And 8 of course is the freeway that runs from Casa Grande to San Diego. We are in Winter Haven, still in California. We're going to be crossing over into the border of Arizona very shortly. But this area I always find interesting. It's huge sand dunes that if you have a dune buggy or you like to go out motorcycling on the weekend, it's a great place to bring your family out to. I always like to point out pop culture. It's also the sand dunes where Jobba the Hutt met his demise. Right over there, they built a set and stuff. Dumped Jobba the Hutt down into the sand forever. A lot of movies, wherever they need sand dunes, this is where they come. About 15 miles out of Yuma, Arizona. Well, we made it to the Flying J here in Eloy. I could drive another 2 hours, but I'm gonna just cut it out here. Looks like we got cars. Awesome. I remember passing them. I'll take the blue one or the silver one. Maybe the black one too. That blue Freightliner, that's a truck that goes round trip back and forth, LA, Miami, and it's very light. I'd love to have that account. LA, Miami, light freight would be a great account to have. The only problem with it is it's reefer. But I almost wouldn't care if it was reefer. I talked to a guy about doing that account once, but it's teams. All those flower runs, they have to get out to LA so fast. And other stops in between that it has to be teams. Oh well. Let's get situated for the night. I'm going to bed, or I'm going to watch a movie here. We'll see you guys in the morning here in Eloy, Arizona. Well, we're still in Eloy. Checking out our coolant. When I filled it before we left, it was right above that max line. But I hadn't been idling then and letting the truck run, so it's hot. I mean, it's warm. So, still keeping my eye on that coolant. I don't want any more coolant issues. I didn't mean not to say good morning. Sounding all grumpy about my coolant. But I just don't want any coolant problems. Nobody likes problems, right? But I can just tell it's going to be a great day as we get rolling out of Eloy. Well, we've made it to the half point of our day today. We're in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and we've gone 319 miles. And we're going to get out, stretch our legs, and get a sandwich here at the Pilot truck stop. And just take a little bit of a break. Our own break, not a mandatory break. Even though I'm going to combine the two together, so it is the mandatory 30-minute break, but I would be taking the break anyway. You know what? The guy in there didn't ask me what? Huh? Nobody said huh or what to me today, so that's a good thing.
What? Say that again.
Say what? What? Huh? Huh? What? Como? What? All right, I'm overdoing it. We're getting out of here. I got my sandwich. And we're getting out of Las Cruces. On our way to Houston. Tonight we're going to make it to Fort Stockton. That's the goal anyway. Probably my next stop will be Van Horn, although everybody gets so tired of seeing that Van Horn Pilot. But I'll probably have to stop there anyway. And the Love's there is closed. Yeah, they're rebuilding it. And that Love's is so small anyway. No one could ever fit in it. Hopefully they're making it bigger. Man, I told you it was going to be a great day trucking. The weather's beautiful. It's kind of warm. It's 106 degrees here.
Entrance to the left. In 600 feet, take the entrance to the left.
Wow, I almost didn't see that red light. I mean, it's as clear as can be, but you know, sometimes you look at the bigger lights, not a little pole sticking out like that. And this part of New Mexico, right through Las Cruces, is definitely a place where you want to follow every law and every rule, because there's so many DOT officers here. That it's almost uncommon not to see one having somebody pulled over. New Mexico is known for that anyway, but right here through Las Cruces, man, it's a gauntlet of cops.
Continue on this road for a while.
I didn't even have to stop. Well, sure enough, we're in Van Horn. And we have 119 miles to go today. I'm hoping these clouds fill in more towards, towards the east, and it brings the temperature down. And of course, we have a builder's bar, the official bar of Indiana Jack. Not the kind of bar most everybody thinks of, but this kind of bar. And I get a lot of email on where you
make a right turn.
On where you can get those builder's bars. I saw them at Walmart. They have them. So you just don't have to get them at truck stops where they're like $9 a bar. And then at Walmart they're like 50 cents. I'm just joking, they're not $90 or $9, but they're very expensive.
In 400 feet, make a right turn, and then take the entrance.
And right as I was leaving, of course, that Greyhound bus pulls up. And they always pull in right as I get here, but not this time. I missed the bus, thank goodness. Well, we're here at Fort Stockton. And we did hit some rain. So it cooled it down by 10 degrees. But I don't think the rain's gonna keep up. It's fuller than I thought for being the weekend. Go down here to the end. Well, I got a good neighbor tonight. That's Pride Transport out of Salt Lake City. I've heard a lot of good things about them. One of my friends, Sean, and his dad run with that outfit now, and they really like them. Listen to this guy's idle. Wow. Talk about listening. He's got a loud idling truck. I'm glad I'm going to be idling tonight. You know, I was just talking about Sean and his dad, and that's just one example how close the community is of trucking, especially the online truckers. And you know, that's those of us that are online. I don't just mean on YouTube, but on Facebook and the other ways to communicate online. It's just cool that there is a way for us to communicate. All of the older truckers complain that there's not round table communication areas anymore at truck stops for everybody to get together and eat dinner with, and that would be cool. But these days that's been replaced by social media and being able to talk to each other via Facebook and YouTube, and doing a lot of texting. So that's really cool.